on to another 15 minutes of tangling. Yesterday, we began experimenting with the pattern well in a triangular shape, so we'll continue on there today. We were adding in these auras here, so I'll go ahead. I'm going to start right here with this one. So today the forecast says 100% chance of rain. We just had quite a few rainy days here in Charlottesville, and it's quite chilly as well, in the 50s and 60s. But again, this morning I noticed it was not yet raining, so I rushed outside before the rain could start and found a place where I could tangle in a relatively dry location. This is a new spot, again next to a local art museum. I've tangled near here, but not at this particular spot before. Alright, we've got our little auras in. Now we're going to add in the rest of the shapes here. So we had our auras going this way. Now we're going to make like sort of a seed shape connecting that way. Ah, there's the church bell. There we go. Looking good. Alright, now we've got those sort of leaf or seed shapes in. I'm going to switch to my brown pen, add some little details. So right here, I'm going to add just some flicks. I'm going to do that at the base of each of those sort of petal or seed shapes. There's some sort of either construction or maintenance going on, so I can hear like a maintenance truck off in the distance. I know there's construction going on at the local library, so there are a bit of construction sounds. There are some bird sounds too, which are quite lovely. It's nice to get out before the rain starts, actually get into some green space. Okay, that's looking good. I'm going to, I was thinking about what I want to do with this interstice space. I think on the edges here, I'm going to use my brown pen and draw some hatching in. And then on the in-between, I will use my black pen because there's already that black line right there. And I want that black line to sort of blend in to my hatching. This pattern's going by pretty quickly, which is nice. There we go. Alright, so I'll switch to my black pen. Get that internal hatching finished. And see how it looks after that. I'll make some more decisions later. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'll go ahead and scooch my paper around, make it a little bit more comfortable to draw. All right. And one last bit over here. Okay. Nice. And I was trying to figure out what I want to do with these curves here. I could put in some white jelly roll. I could color them in brown. I'm thinking, I feel like I want to color them in brown. Even though we have those brown little details there, we don't have a lot of brown in this pattern. And I'm thinking later on I want to color my orbs in with some gold. So let's see how it looks. I'll get some more brown in there. Usually I see these colored in like a lighter shade, but I kind of like it with the brown. It's in keeping with the rest of the patterns here that have a little bit of brown inked in. And we can always add a highlight later if we want. One of the things I was thinking about this morning, being that my work is now at home, before I used to sort of, even if it was in a small way, I would sort of get excited to, you know, go to another work day at my workplace. My workplace was, when I had a Montessori classroom, my workplace was like my second home. I felt so comfortable there, and it was a fun and exciting place to be. You're always learning new things and making new discoveries, enjoying the process of learning. My Montessori classroom was just a haven away from home, and I would always be excited to get to work and sort of have a little bit of energy in my step in the morning. Now that work is at home, that's a little bit more challenging. All right, let's go ahead. I'm thinking, let's add some white charcoal to these shapes here, just a little bit. I'm not going to blend it yet though, I think. I'm going to leave it unblended for a moment. Yeah, so one of the struggles of this working at home, this transition to working at home is, you know, don't have that excitement of going into work and being in my space and interacting with my coworkers, catching up with them and how they're doing. Oh, seems like someone's going to be walking by in a moment. So it's a little bit of like the loss of interaction. So I'm going to add some graphite at the base of each of these leaf shapes. All right, there we go. So trying to think of ways to, if the things I'm losing by staying home are interaction and a little bit of, just sort of an excitement. I was trying to think of ways to add that excitement into my day. And part of it is this Zentangle practice for me. I'm really excited each day to think about, where am I going to sit today? Where am I going to go for my walk or my hike? And that adds a little bit of, energy to my day, something to enjoy, something to really look forward to. And then my friends and I have been making an effort to try to find places outdoors where we could meet and still be social distancing. So that has been nice. Tonight we're going to be finding it, even though it's going to be raining, finding an outdoor space where we can each bring our own dinner and sit and have dinner together. Of course, 6 feet or more apart in an outdoor location. But it's just so nice to spend time with people and to have those times to look forward to. Okay, I'm quite liking that. So I think it's time to just go ahead and add some graphite to the edges. So add our shading for the ribbon shape itself. Oh, a little bit go. Yep, there we go. So it would be, I know it's not Zentangle related, but if anyone has ideas or suggestions for, how are they keeping their motivation, their bounce in their step each morning? How are you guys, getting up in the morning and making sure there's something to look forward to that day, something to be excited about? Or how are you making, opportunities to socialize, to build those relationships that will keep us going through these difficult times? Would love to hear any sort of suggestions. And I hope that you guys can share your suggestions. I think we can all support one another in this time. All right, let's add that white charcoal that just goes right down the middle. Just very lightly and gently. We can always add more later if we want. Let's see how that looks. Maybe a tiny bit more. All right. Blend that in. Let's see if we can add our white jelly roll shine. A little bit here. There we go. All right, so that is our experiment with well, and I think on the opposite side, right over here, we'll do another experiment with well starting tomorrow. So that's our 15 minutes for today. Thank you so much for joining me on this process. creating this motherhood knot and experimenting with Renaissance paper, experimenting with different patterns in different ways. I appreciate you following me on my journey, and I hope to hear how you're doing. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye-bye.